Good morning everyone. Today we'll discuss about Azure Key Vault. So what is meant by Key Vault? Why we need to use it, and what kind of actions basically you need to do on Key Vault on a daily basis, that we will discuss. So first of all, why you need Key Vault? For example, you have in your environment you have username, and for each usernames you have passwords. You have keys, and you have secrets, you have connection strings. So you may have a tokens, access tokens, I can say. Okay, so in our day-to-day life, in our environment, some things we need to keep in a secret place or in a secured place. Okay, so that it cannot be thefted or it cannot be visible to everybody. Okay, so that is the reason you need to store that particular things in a secured location, in a secured place. And yes, you can store it in a secured place, that's absolutely fine. So I think this is a secured place and you can put your all things into that secured place, it's absolutely fine. But not only you're putting your things in a secured place, what you need to do, you're putting your things in a secure place, that's absolutely fine. But if I want to use that particular one, then what you need to do, for example, I have a configuration, so I'm writing one configuration here. So I'm writing one configuration, or I am configuring one application here, and in this particular aspect I want to use that secret whatever I stored in a secured place. Then what you need to do, you need to visit your secured store, and then you need to open your secret, and you need to copy that secret, and you need to paste that secret to this particular application or this particular configuration. So again, there is no use, right? Although you are keeping your things in a secured place, but if there is a requirement, then you need to visit that place, you need to copy that secret or key from that, and you are putting it directly that code or secret in the app service or in the service or configuration or anything. Then it's not a good thing, right? You are not keeping your password secrets in a secured way, but you are representing them whenever you need to pass or whenever you need to enter that credential, you are entering them directly as a plain text. That's not a good way. So with the help of Key Vault, what it is offering, not only it is storing the secrets, for each secret or for each key or for each certificate, whatever you stored in the Key Vault, by default it gives one identifier or ID. So by default it will gives one ID. So if anywhere you need to put or you need to pass any secret what you stored in a Key Vault, you no need to visit this Key Vault, you no need to copy that value, you no need to put that value here. Instead, just put your secret identifier, whatever the Key Vault giving to you, you just put your secret identifier in that particular place where it is asking to put the value, so that it will reach to that Key Vault, and it will, based on the identifier, it will reach to the respective place, and it will fetch the secret or fetch the key or fetch the certificate from the Key Vault itself. You don't need to do anything, you don't need to copy paste any value as a plain text here, just need to provide identifier, that's it. Based on that, it will reach out to the Key Vault, it will verify the respective secret or key or certificate, and then it will get it. This is one advantage. And second one is access provisioning. For example, you're keeping your keys or secret in a place, but everybody is access to that place. That doesn't mean anything, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't call it as a secured one. Okay, so you need to store your secrets, and at one point of time you need to establish a mechanism to restrict whoever accessing that content from the Key Vault or from the secured place. You must restrict them. Yes, that option is possible in Key Vault. Okay, you can restrict that. So to restrict that particular access on the Key Vault, we have two ways to restrict the access. One is access policies by using, and second one is by using Active Directory authentication. Okay, so there are two ways, or you can use RBAC. I can call it as RBAC, role based. So if you want, you can use role-based authentication to this key vault, or you can assign access policies to this key vault. So based on the access policies and rollbacks, that particular person can access the key vault. If you want, you can get it, or if you want, you can put it. So you can restrict that action also. I want to allow people to put the secrets. Yes. I don't want to allow the people to put the secret. Instead, I want to allow the people only to get the secrets. Yes, that option also possible. So all these things of restrictions we can implement by using key vault, and it is also allowing us a functionality to store the things, and is also giving us a functionality to call that secrets by using ID, to call that values whatever you stored by using an ID. You don't need to go to the manual, and you don't need to copy the things manually as a plain text. So that is the functionality of key vault. And if you want, you can put your key vault into your network also by using private endpoint connections. So it's up to you. So this is all about theoretical part of key vault, where now we can see the practical, how you can create a key vault, and how you can put a secret, how you can put a keys, and how you can put a certificate. So there are many things we can store in the key vault that we will see now. You need to come to your portal and search for key vaults. Okay, you can search for your key vault, and here you need to create one key vault. So while creating the key vault, it is asking you for a subscription, and then it is asking for your resource group. So you need to what resource group you want to give, and then you need to specify your key vault name. Again, you need to follow your pattern based on your environment. For example, I am creating my key vault for, so just give the name and which region you want to put your key vault. And there are two type of pricing tiers available for key vault. One is standard, one is premium. So you can take any one, preferably standard. If you want to go for premium, you can go for it. It's up to you. You can always, my preferable method is go for standard. That's fine. The next one is soft to delete enabled, and days to retain is 90 days. What does mean by soft to delete? What does mean by retain deleted vaults? So all, as it is a critical one, as we are storing your things here. If somebody by defaultly came and by mistakenly deleted this vault, then all your secrets, all your passwords, all your things, whatever you stored will be gone. So that is the reason you need to protect that with the deletion. So that is the reason this is a soft to delete enabled. And how many days you can retain it? Within 90 days. If someone comes and someone deleted the vault, or someone deleted the key vault, within 90 days you can go and restore your key vault. That is what. If you want, you can reduce it to 30, or if anything, it's based on 365 days or anything based on your requirement. You need to keep your days to retain it. Next one is purge protection. For example, during this 30 days, I know I deleted the key vault. And I want to clean it from the retention also. I don't want to retain it anywhere. I don't want to keep that particular vault in the retention also. In that scenario, you need to use this disable purge protection. No, I want to ensure that whoever deleted the file, it must mandatorily keep 30 days. It has to. Okay, then you need to enable your purge protection. If not, you can keep disable purge protection, so that what they will do, if someone gets deleted, it will goes to the purge area, or it will goes to the retention area. If you want, you can remove from there also, if you enable disable. But if you use this enable purge protection, so it won't allow you to remove from this particular. So if you disable it, so that anyone can remove from the soft deletion part as well. So if you enable it, it will not allow you to delete from the soft delete area. That is the options you have. For now, I will enable, I want to disable the purge protection. Next, access configuration. So as I told you before, two ways you can access the key vault, either with the help of role based access control or based on the vault access policy. So what is meant by role based access control? What is meant by vault access policy? Role based access control is nothing but it's an RBAC. So it's typically every key vault, like every resource in Azure, you have identity and access management, that is IAM. There you need to go, and there you need to add that particular person related to the roles of key vault, like key vault administrator, key vault reader. So certain kind of roles were there for key vault. You need to assign that roles, or you have vault access policy. There you can add that people and you can specify, for example, I want to give access only for keys, or I want to give access only for secrets, or I want to give only access for certificates. In that scenario, you need to use vault access policy. Whereas rollback access policy, it comes as a complete role. If you have a key vault administrator role, you can manage anything on the key vault. But if you go for vault access policy, where you can restrict that people to the specific level of access, I will show you both. Okay, so for now I'll use vault access policy. If you want, you can use a rollback access control also. If you want to later, you can modify it. And then resource access, for example, any virtual machines which are deploying, and for that virtual machines, if you want to access your key vault, if you want to allow, you can allow them. And ARM templates deployment, if you want to allow, you can allow them. Disk encryptions, you want to keep your disk encryption keys in key vault. If they come and want to access the encryption keys stored in the key vault, yes, you can allow them. This is about resource access, Azure resources access. It's up to you. If you want to, you can enable it. If you want, you can disable it, and later you can configure with private endpoint, or the way how you want to configure, you can configure it. It's up to you. And next one is networking part. If you want to enable public access, you can enable it. No, I don't want to enable public access. Instead, I want to keep access via private endpoint. Yes, you can access by using private endpoint. You can create one private endpoint, and with that private endpoint, you can access it. So for now, I'm keeping enable public access. If you want to provide all networks, you can use all networks. No, I want to allow from a selected networks only. Then you can use selected networks. There you can add your virtual networks, whatever the VNets you have created. And if you want to allow from public also, that is also possible. Once you create it, you will get it. I'll show you. Okay, for now you can use enable public access for all networks. And then tags part, for identification purpose, if you want to create your tags, like why you created this key vault, is for development environment or testing environment, who is maintainer, what is the support group for support mail, if there is any issue faced on the key vault. So anything you can create, any for your identification purpose, the tags you can create it, and click on review and create. It will just validate your stuff, what are the options you have choose that are correct or not. If those are correct, then the validation gets completed and it will allow you to create the resource. Click on create. So it will create it. It is created. If you click on go to resource, it will take you to that place. Okay, so in the overview, again, if you want to delete, you can delete it, or if you want to move to another resource group or another subscription, you can move it from here itself. But so my humble request is, don't move it to anywhere. Wherever you create it, just keep try to check 2 to 3 times. You are creating in a right resource group, you are creating in a right location, you are creating in a right subscription, and then you create it. If you want, you can move it, but my humble request is, don't move anything. Next one is, what will happen if you move this to another thing? What are the private endpoints configured for this, or everything will gets disturbed. That's why. And you have see the basic details of that, which resource group, which subscription, what is the URL for your key vault, and what pricing tier, SKU, stock keeping unit. SKU means stock keeping unit. So which SKU it belongs to, and what is the tenant ID, and everything, software delete is enabled or disabled, or patch protection is enabled, disabled. You can see all this stuff related to your key vault here. And then activity log, you can see whoever perform any action on this, then you will get it to know all these details from here itself. And then access control, if you want to provide any person, assign any roles on the key vault, that you can get it under access control management. And then tags, and then tag diagnose and solve problems. If you have any issues with the key vault, that you can troubleshoot here and you will get the remedies over there. And next one is access policy. So as I explained before, we have 2 type of authentications. One is access control, that is RBAC, and second one is access policies for key vault. So for now, I enabled access control or RBAC only. So now I will discuss RBAC, and then we'll discuss about access policy. And then events, if you want to integrate like any event hubs or service bus related stuff, or queues or topics, that kind of stuff, so you can integrate them with the key vault itself directly. And next one is, and most important one is objects. So this is the place, or this is the things you need to store it in your key vault. The first one is keys. Okay, so keys. So like we have in key vault, they primarily organized, or they primarily split your things, whatever you are going to store, in 3 formats. One is keys, second one is secrets, and third one is certificates. So there are the 3 formats they have put. Now what I need to store it under key, what I need to store it under secret, what I need to store it under certificate. So there are three things. First, we'll talk about keys. What we can store under keys. So keys nothing but your RSA keys, your SSH keys, okay, your secured keys, whatever you want to store, those you can store it under keys part. So here if you click on an option called generate or import for a key, if you want you can generate a key from key vault itself, like RSA key you can generate or EC key you can generate. How many bits you require, that you can select it, and what is the activation date and what is the expiration date for that, and you want to enable this key or disable this key. So all these options you will get once you create your key. For example, I am generating one test key, so I want to generate one RSA key. I'm just selecting that. I don't want to put my activation date or expiry date. If you want you can put your activation date, if you want to put your expiry date as well. Okay, I can put my expiry date as well. And then if you want to enable it, yes, I want to enable it. If you want to specify any tags related to this particular key, whatever I am generating, you can add your tags. So if you want, you can put your rotation policy also, for how many days I want to rotate this key. Means I want to delete my existing key and I want to replace it with new key. If you want, you can configure your rotation policy as well. So you can specify your rotation policy, and then these are okay, importable or immutable, that's fine. Just create it so that it will try to create a key. Okay, I don't have access. Yes, let me add access to here. So because I have added as, I have selected that access mechanism. If you see access configuration in the settings part, here I have choose role based access control. That is the reason it is checking for any role assigned to it, and then only the people gets able to do any stuff on that. For example, I will search for Key Vault. So if you search for Key Vault, there are dedicated roles. One is Key Vault administrator, or a certificate user, or a contributor, or crypto user, a Key Vault reader, secrets user. So there are certain roles you have enabled. For example, I want to administer all this stuff in the Key Vault. Then you can assign administrator role. Here you will see the description. Perform all data plane operations on a Key Vault and all objects in it, including certificates, keys, and secrets. Okay, but cannot manage to assign roles on something. You can see here. Okay, so I want to add the Key Vault administrator. Yes, I can select it, and then I can select the respective person, or select respective service principal, or managed identity, or anything you can specify it. Okay, and then click on next, and then review, and then assign, so that the role gets added. Because at the moment we are using role based access control, so whoever managing the access, or whoever want to do any changes on the keys or secrets or a certificate or anything, they must have proper access or proper role added on the Key Vault, then only they can able to do that. So now let's try the same. I am going to generate one key, that is test key. I'm generating it, so I don't want to set anything, as I already explained. So if you want, I can create it. Now it should supposed to allow. The reason is because the access policy which I set is RBAC, role based access control, and I don't have a role. That is the reason it is not allowing us to create it. Now we can see it is created. So we tried an option of generate. There is a key. If we go to the key which it was generated, you can see the versions enabled for that key. So if you want to create another key with the same, yes, you can create a new version. So everything you can create with versioning as well. So if you come here, there you can see the properties of that key created, what kind of key it is, what is the size it is, what is when it is created, when it is updated, and what is the key identifier. So as I told you before, right, for every key it will generate one identifier. Okay, so this is the identifier. If you observe the identifier here, so if you observe the identifier, I'll paste it in a notepad or anywhere. So how it is identified? The protocol and the Key Vault name. This is the Key Vault name. Okay, under this Key Vault, this is under keys. So I have a three options: keys, secrets, and certificates, right? This was kept it under keys, and your key name. My key name is test-key. My key name and the version which I have created. So this is the secret, this is the key identifier. So wherever you want to specify that key, this particular key, there you need to specify this value, so that it will understood that okay, I need to reach to this Key Vault, under this key vault, I need to go under keys and I need to search for a key with name this one. Under this key, I want to go for a version of this. Okay, so this way it will identify your key. There is no need to copy your key from here. If you want to see what key it is created, you can download that key. Okay, you can download that key. You can see that key, whatever it is generated, because you are asking the key vault to generate it. Okay, that you can see it actually. So if you open it, you can see the key. Okay, if you want, you can generate private key for this public keys also by using putty or anything. So that's why you need to put your keys here. And second is, we'll try to create one more key there. I will not use generate. I have my key generated already on my laptop. I just want to put that key. Yes, you can do that by using import. If you click on import, it is asking where the file is kept. Just select that location and select your key, anything, whatever you want to store, and just put it. That's it. Okay, just give a name for that key, whatever you want to store it, and what is the type it is belongs to, and you can specify your activation date or expiry date. If you want to enable it or disable it, just create it so that you can import it as well. You can generate it, new key, or you have a key already. If you want to store that key, yes, you can import that key under this keys part. Okay, if you want to restore it, you can restore it. If something happened, I intentionally or by mistakenly I deleted this key. If I deleted this key, I can restore it by using this manage deleted keys. Click on manage deleted keys. Here it will show you the deleted key. So this key I got deleted on this particular date. Okay, if you want, you can retain until 26. You can see 1 month I retained it. If you want, I can select this one. I can recover it so that my key gets stored again back under here. See, I can get my key. So as I told you, right, party protection enable or disable. I disabled, that is the reason. If I want, I can delete from here itself. So I try to delete the key again. So as I have party protection disabled, if you go to the manage deleted keys and let it update. Now go to the managed key. I can see one key is getting deleted. If you click on it, if you want, you can remove from here itself. In the deleted part also, if you want, you can purge it. If you disable it, but if you enable the party protection, it will not come this option. You are not allowed to remove from here. So it will be remain there till 30 days. So this way you can manage your deleted keys. So if you want to restore, if you are keeping your backup at somewhere and if you want to restore them, that also you can restore it from here itself. So this is the options available for keys. Next one is secret. Again, so if you want to store some text that you can store it under secrets. If you observe keys, here it is not allowing to put your text. Here it is only allowing to put your key. But if it is in the secrets, it is allowing us to put the text file or text format. Click on generate. At the moment it is offering us only manual functionality, so let it be. So what is the secret you are going to pass? For example, I want to pass secret name as password. Okay, password for service account. For example, I can keep. So spaces or special characteristics are not allowed. So you can specify like this, and then you need to put your value. Whatever the value you want to store, that value you can store it. For example, I want to store it as Azure 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this value I want to store it. This is my secret. Okay, this value. And what kind of content it is. If you want, you can specify it. If it is a plain text, if you want, you can ignore it. If you want to put your activation date or expiry date, it's up to you, enable or disable. So this particular secret I can use to store my plain password. Okay, if you click on create, it will create one password. If you want to see that, just click on it. Again, you have an option here, the secret identifier. Now if you observe the secret identifier, how it looks like. See, this is the key vault name. Under this key vault, now I am into the secrets. So under this secret, what is your secret name? My secret name is this one, and this is my version. So this way it has the secret identifier or secret ID generated. Now if I want to see my value, I can see show secret value, so that you can see that value whatever you have given. If you want, you can copy that value and you can use it anywhere. Okay, if you want to see whatever you want created is right or not, yes, you can do that. Suppose if you want to update your password for this particular one, for particular secret, you can upgrade it. Click on new version. Here you can, your name will be remain the same, but the password will be updated. So you can have your password, updated password. Whatever the password you want to store, you can store your password, updated password, and you put your, click on create, so that your new password will be created. This is your old version and this is your new version. Okay, so if you want, you can call that password by using this particular identifier. So that's it. You can keep your passwords in this way. You can update your passwords in this way. And for example, I have a secret. I want to store a multi-line secret. For example, if you go to here, if you click on manual and if you go for the secret name, whatever you want to create, if you observe the secret value, here it is not allowing us to store a multi-line secret. So I want to store a single line secret, then I can directly go and add my secret here. But what if I want to store multi-line secret? My secret has 3 lines or 4 lines, so I want to store multi-line secret. How you can do that? At the moment, that multi-line secret option is not possible with portal, where you can create a multi-line secret with Azure CLI. How you can create it? If you want to create a multi-line secret, first you need to specify what kind of secret you want to place it. For example, I'll create one multi-line secret. For example, here I'll create one secret called, just open it. I'll just create multi-line secret called test 1, test 3, or anything. I can call it as multi-line secret. So I'll create a multi-line secret. For this test, I will specify the value as this one. For this, I will specify the value as this one. For this, I'll specify value as this one. So for example, this I want to store it. This multi-line secret I want to store it. So that you can store it in any format. If it is a JSON, you can put your JSON, or if it is a YAML, you can put your YAML, or any format you can give it as. For example, if you want, I can store it under YAML format. So I can create it test.yaml and click on save. So it gets saved. This is YAML format, and this particular secret I want to export it to the Key Vault. So now you can export it. How you can export it? You need to open your PowerShell or Git Bash, or need to log in with Azure. So Azure login. If you enter, it is asking to choose your domain, work or school account. Just give your account. Click on next. Password. Just update your password. Click on OK. So once it will create all the once it gets login, it will retrieve all the subscriptions associated to that account. So I have the you can do with Azure login. Select your account, then it will list all your subscriptions associated with. So whatever the subscription you have selected, let's select it. Now you are logged into your Azure by using Azure CLI. Now you need to push your secret to the particular Key Vault. So Azure and then Key Vault and then secret and then set. I'm going to create. So if you want, you can get that keys here also. So Azure Key Vault related stuff, you can get that command Azure Key Vault. So with that Azure Key Vault, it will show you what are the list of operations you can do that, like Azure Key Vault backup or key backup start, certificate or certificate backup, so secret or anything, whatever you want to create, that you can get it under this particular portal itself. You can see it. For now, I need Azure Key. I want to create a secret, multi-line secret. So Azure and then Key Vault and secret I need to search for. Azure Key Vault secret. You will get it under R and then yes, yeah. Here you can see Azure Key Vault secret. So if you click on Azure Key Vault secret, it is asking what actions you have to perform on the secret. You want to backup, or you want to delete a secret, or you want to download a secret, or list a secret, or you want to purge it, or recover it, or restore it, or set it. So this is the one to create a secret. Okay, so click on the secret. Here the syntaxes you have. If you want to use this command, what you need to provide? You need to provide the secret name first. So first I will provide my secret name. Say the Vault secret -name. So I am going to provide this as test multi-line secret. This name I want to give. After name, what you need to give? You need to give vault name, hyphen hyphen vault name. So if you come here and vault name, you need to copy from the key vault. So go there, what key vault name it is? This is my vault name. So copy the key vault name. So I have my key vault name. Next, what you required? You have your name and you have your vault name. What is the content type you want to put it as? For example, I want to put my content type as AML. So you can use as AML. And you don't know, these are all whatever you can see in the bracket, these are optional ones. And the value I need to provide must. So I don't want to provide tags, or I want to provide anything. I want to provide value, or I want to provide file. If it is a single line, then you can provide that it as a value, you can put it as a value. But you want to push a multi-line, then you want to put that in a file, and that file you want to upload it. Then I can use hyphen hyphen file. So I will use hyphen hyphen file. And what is the file I'm going to put there? So just go to your location, put the file name. My file name is test.aml. This is my file name. This is the file name I'm going to upload. Okay, that's it. So once you have done it, it is getting created or not. So I want to create a multi-line secret. I want to push this particular file to the key vault, and I want to see it is working or not. You can see it. The value is set to this particular one. It is gets updated. Now the secret is created. Whatever we have in your file, the same will be created in the key vault. If you go to the secrets and just try to refresh, you have the multi-line secret. Now if you click on it, okay, if you click on the version, so if you come down here, see the secret value, you can see it, right? So whatever the multi-line secrets you have added, those are came here. So this is the advantage of multi-line secrets. If you want to store a single line secret, there you can directly add it in the key vault. But if you want to store a multi-line secret, that you can store it as a file by using Azure CLI. That is the one more option for the secrets part. Again, the same options. If you want to have any existing backup, you can restore it, or if you want to delete your secrets and if you want to restore them, you can restore them. The same options we see under keys part. And the third one is certificates. So again, the same. If you want to store your certificate, that you can store it under the certificates part. Click on generate and import. If you want to generate a certificate, you can generate one self-signed certificate. Okay, and domain, you can specify what domain you want to specify. For example, the common name which I am going to give as xyz.com or anything, whatever the domain you are going to give. Further domain, you just, if you want to add your DNS names or all the thing, the SSL certificate, in short, it will store it. Okay, it will store it. Just it will create one SSL, one self-signed SSL certificate for you. That's it. Okay, this is the certificate. If you want, you can use this certificate by using the certificate identifier. Okay, and if you want, you have already certificate with you, and if you want to upload that certificate, you can use an option called import. Then it will ask you the certificate name, and it will ask you the certificate location, and some kind of certificates you will get with password protected, the pfx file or pkcs or .ca or .sat. Those certificates you will get it with passwords. If you want, you can store, you can upload that certificate with password as well. You can upload it. So this way you can store your certificates as well. And the same option, if you want, you can delete your certificate. If you delete your certificate, if you want, you can manage them, you can manage them. If you want to retrieve them, you can retrieve them. If you want to see whoever the contacts for your certificates creation, you can add that particular email ID. And we want to see who are the certificate authorities like GeoTrust or OpenSSL or anyone who is providing the certificate to you, you can provide the details as well, so that you can log in from here itself and you can manage the certificates from here itself. So that is about the certificates part. And the most and important thing is the access provisioning. As of now, we tried with RBAC. Okay, so with RBAC, where you cannot control granular level, where you can control on overall, but I want to allow people only to manage secrets. I want to allow people only keys. I want to allow people only certificates. That you can do it using vault access policy. If you want, you can change your policy later as well. So now we'll try with vault access policy. So now if you click on vault access policies, the access configuration you set to vault access policy, and you click on apply, so that the policy will be set to vault access policy from rollback or back. Now it is set to vault access policy. Now we come to the vault access policy. Here I don't have any existing policies. Just refresh it. It is asking to add a new access policy. Okay, I don't have it. Now you can see I can create it. If you click on create, by default it has certain templates with all permissions added. If you want, you can utilize that by default template, or else I can create my own one. It's up to you. I can edit it also. I don't want to manage all keys. I don't want to manage all certificate. Instead, I want to manage only secrets. Then for that secret also, you want to allow get, you want to allow list the secret, you want to allow set the secrets, and you want to delete, recover, backup, or restore. What kind of permissions you want to give, that permissions you can select it, and you can click on next, and you can select the respective user whom you want to give, or it could be service principal or managed identity or user assigned managed identity or user or anyone. You can select it, the respective one, and then you can click on next. Click on next, and this is additional application. If you want to select, you can select it, or else simply skip it and click on review and create. Just create it, so that that particular person having these particular permissions, so that this particular person can manage this much stuff only, this much stuff. Okay, likewise, if you want, you can add any number of people and any kind of access you can provide on these three sets: key permission, secrets, and certificate level permissions. And next one is networking. Again the same. If you want to allow from all, you can keep it as, or if you want to allow from selected, you can select it. You can add a specific your public IP. If you want to allow from a specific public IP, that's it. And if you want to disable it, and if you want to access only from private endpoint, it's up to you. You can add it. And again, defender for cloud is if there is any breaches or if there is any vulnerabilities, it will show you the recommendations and all the options. And if you go to the properties, there you can see the vault URLs and the resource ID, subscription ID, the basic details, whatever you have selected, how many days you have enabled the soft delete retention period, and you want to add and disable the purge protection or enable the purge protection, that you can see it under properties section. And if you want to lock this particular resource to be deleted, if you want to protect it, you can protect your entire key vault by using locks. If you set lock here, lock name is something, you can, the lock type is delete. So what it will do, it will not allow to delete. The lock is deleted. The delete particular option is locked. So now no one can delete this keyword until and unless this lock gets removed. Okay, and the monitoring section and the automation section, the same. If you go to the monitoring, you can see if you want to configure, you can configure alerts. If you want to see metrics associated it, and if you want to send logs to the log analytic workspace, that you can configure in diagnostic settings. You can query your logs by using this logs part. If you want to see any insights related to the key vault, that you can see it here. And if you want to configure new metrics and all this stuff, that you can configure under this workbook. And again, this automation, the CLI part. And if you want to create a Microsoft ticket, you can create a Microsoft ticket from this help button. So these are the overall options of Key Vault.